Okay, I can't remember what I was going to say in part two about the ancestral couple, except they're a bunch of fucking hillbillies, and they need to be in prison again. Oh, Dwayne tried to tell me he was a CEO at one time. Yeah, no, I was. And he was a CEO, yeah, in his dreams. He was a fucking inmate, is what he was. Drugs, of course. You can tell by looking at him. And of course, hers. I did a deep dive on her name once, and it said something about theft of property or something. I don't know. I'll have to look her name back up. The only thing I know about her is her dad got cancer. I did a deep dive on her name on Facebook. And she shaved her head. She told everybody she's the one that had cancer. Now you can tell when somebody who loses their hair has cancer, it doesn't look like a friggin' crew cut, stupid Tanya. And she needs to quit showing everybody, oh, that stupid photo. It was her dad. You could tell he had it because it was, when it dies from the roots. So she was hugging him. Who cares? I don't give a shit about her. But her brother actually said something about, because she goes, I need to talk to you. This is on Facebook, right? Don't leave your Facebook public if you don't want people to see it. So it said something, and he goes, so let me guess, you got 6 months to die. What's your new cancer for the month, Tanya? So this has been an ongoing thing with her. She's a sympathy whore. She needs attention. Maybe she was molested as a child or something. Who knows? And she's just always going to be seeking attention or whatever. She's just a fucking weirdo, okay? Like I said, don't leave your shit public if you don't want people to see it. And, but anyhow, she's useless. They're useless piece of air is all they are. She got SSI, I guess, or something by saying she had cancer and she never did. Oh, she rides that. Oh, I had breast cancer like 15 years ago. And now she's got colon cancer. No, she don't. She doesn't. She's just riding that cancer train trying to get sympathy is all. If she's not dead, and because my uncle died of colon cancer, if she's not dead in a year, we all know she's lying anyway. She's just a liar. She lies about everything. And then if she can't find something to lie about, she's going to make shit up to lie about to make it look more in her favor. All right. That's just how she is. She's one of those drama bitches queens, I'd love to see her out in public. Oh, I'm going to start working more in Beeville. And I've already gotten her fired from a couple of places that they said they didn't want her because she was so fucking nasty. Because she wore dirty socks, sandals, dirty blue scrubs, and the manager didn't want her there anymore. So, oh yeah, I got that one back. But she was so stupid. She was telling everybody that I didn't pay her for Christmas. I wasn't the owner of the company, dumbass. The owner of the company somewhere in New York. Who are you? That's fucking stupid about life. I guess she is. But I'm like, I told Janet, her little buddy, the owner, the creepy husband's wife, that I don't own that fucking company. I don't know what the hell she's talking about. I said, but she's retarded anyway. You can hear by the way she talks. She hangs out the bar. Oh, she smokes crack. You can tell by looking at her. But they're really heavy in the alcohol. So anyhow, but all my friends are like, oh my God, you got to tell us more because actually I've gotten one viral. The one with them in it went viral. So many people sent me messages saying, oh my God, you got to tell me more about the incest couple. Are they hillbillies? And yes, they're hillbillies. And yes, they're alcoholics. And yes, they're useless. Okay. If a bomb dropped on their house, no one would miss them. Okay. So, except for her brother, because her brother didn't have a reason to say, well, let me guess, you're going to die this week. So anyhow, back to more of the other things that's going on. Do you mind? Apparently, when the old creeper Ellis Ray Harrow of 11120 Highway 181 South, Sinton, Texas, physically and sexually assaulted me, harassment, stalking, and battery, fractured my hip. Oh yeah, it's about to get real expensive now because, okay, got those x-rays. That's pretty expensive. And then Tuesday, I've got to have MRIs on my neck from where he refractured my neck. That's another $30,000. See, he's got to pay all this money back for what the insurance company paid and what the state has paid. He's got to pay all that money back. You're talking, this is already right at $75,000 of x-rays and all kinds of doctor's appointments. And he's got to pay it back or the state will take his property. And he don't have the money because his wife can't stop her fucking shopping addiction. And he can't stop stealing from places of wood and things. So anyhow, yeah, they're a weird fucking couple. She's already said she wished he would die or go in a nurse home so she could have the place plowed down. So anyhow, yeah, I go by there quite a bit. And I'm still looking for those cats, by the way. If you're a crackhead that lives over there, or you're sadly, pathetically enough, who had to move over there like I did at one time, which I should have never done it. I'll give you $400 for both cats if you catch them. Daddy's a big black one, and Gray is a girl she was kind of big when I left. But remember, these aren't my animals. These are Foster's. So he's stealing property when he stalked me that night honking and throwing wood and everything, and I couldn't catch him. He stole property from me. Well, that was another thing that the state's going to let me have $500. He's got to pay $500 a cat that was not caught because of his stalking. So like I said, you're talking $75,000, $80,000 by the time I'm through with him. I keep turning in paperwork, and they just keep approving it. And they've already said, he's going to go to jail. We're going to make him do some time. It's going to be on his record that he is an abuser, and it will be on the internet. So I'll have that going for me, that it will be public notice that he is a woman abuser and he's a creeper. And so something like that can actually go on to sex offender site. I hope they do put him on a sex offender site, because if there's kids living out there, he has to move. He can't live around kids. So, and I'm hoping that, that they do decide they're going to put him on a sex offender site, which they're talking about it right now, because he was stalking me, and he would creep around looking in windows. I had a couple of women to go to the police department and tell them that he would look in their windows at night. See, I know people, they don't. Even the neighbors said they would see him creeping around at night. And I've gotten to know very well their neighbors. Oh, and then you got his land, his daddy's baiting, show you the land. And then, back in 86, no, we don't have that land. And then he kept everybody's money. Well, that was another jail sentence. The guy's a criminal, okay? And if I do a deeper dive on him, I might find him that he's not legal, even though he married an old white bitch that is pathetic. If I could find out he's not legal, I could have ICE to pick him up and take his ass back to Lebanon, where they'd blow his ass up because he's a raghead. Okay. Call me racist. I don't give a shit. But, he was trying to say, see, I'm going on a cruise next year to Greece. So I contacted this company that's in Greece. And I said, hey, I have a question. I said, this man's wife told me Lebanon was part of Greece. And they said, oh, no, they are far from us. He said, let me have her number and I will explain to her that they're nothing but Middle Eastern trash to us. Lebanon is not part of Greece like they've been telling everybody. I knew that, but I just wanted somebody from Greece to tell me that they're just Middle Eastern trash. And he is. And if you watch news, Lebanon is the country that hates women. They will stone a woman. They're part of the Middle Eastern country that do that. And they hate gays. They're very racist over there. So being racist is nothing. This guy, I heard him once say, he's telling his wife, oh, look, we finally got an RV park with only white people. Now, remember, guys, if you don't like KKK and you don't like ragheads, this motherfucker lives at 11120 Highway 181, Sinton, Texas, and B County side. And the B County sheriff's just a bunch of Keystone cops is all they are, which I've already talked to the sheriff on those deputies that came out that day too. They won't be coming around to domestic violence anymore like that. So, but I did talk to a guy when I posted it about if you're missing a kid's climbing wall that's new, he stole it. And the guy goes, yes, someone stole my kid's climbing wall. And I said, oh, I know where it's at. And I gave him the address. So he's supposed to be filing a police report on that too. Because the old Ray Ellis Ray Harrow stole his kid's climbing wall. So they are filing a police report on that too. He'll be getting theft on that, plus theft on the cats. And then they're taking in consideration for my $1,000 that they owe me. Pain and suffering and all the medical, you're going to be talking like close to $90,000 by the time I'm through with him. If I decide not to pursue more, because now I've got to have surgery. So he's going to be having a lot of medical bills headed his way. He's got to pay. All because of Dwayne and Tanya rallying him up, saying I was stealing shit out of that house, and him believing it. That's how fucking retard stupid he is. If I had a picture of that motherfucker, I'd post it. Then everybody see what I mean. Just think of a loudmouth old man who's got a slant, who loves to play the old man role when it comes to the cops. But the other time, he's pushing you around. And, yeah. Like I said, I'm not going to be through till I'm pissing on his grave, period. And I'll find out when that old fucker dies, because I'm not leaving Texas. If I do leave Texas, it'll be just to Florida, so it'll be just hop, skip, and jump away. And I will go to his funeral and make a fucking scene. You can count on that. He will be known to be a pedophile. Oh, a sexual offender is what he is. So, oh yeah. But I gave them pretty opportunities, and they know that either his piece of shit dogs that I will eventually take out myself somehow, if I throw poison out, will kill, because they don't have their shots, and plus they do kill animals. And you know what? Don't say when. It may be tomorrow, might be next year, maybe never. But first chance I get, and I go by there a lot now. And those dogs are killers. They should have been destroyed a long time ago. But anyhow, he can take this to the police if it ain't happened yet. Nope, sorry. But it'd be no worse than what his dogs did to my cats. Him letting them in the fence. Now, if you live out there, he's going to let his dogs kill your cats. Or your baby animals, like your sheep, lambs. He'll hang dogs from ropes. The old motherfucker is crazy, okay? He's crazy. And he thinks everybody's scared of him. Yeah, that's why I whipped his ass that day. And I whispered in his ear, oh, you like to hit women, you old motherfucker? And I kicked his ass down the ramp, which I told him not to come up in the first place. And that was after he hit me, and I was defending myself. Like I said, I totally defended myself. But no man's going to hit me again, especially an old bastard like that. Who's, fucking retard, man. Claims he's a real estate man of 50 years. If you can't read or write, you're not a fucking real estate man. You're just a slumlord is all you are. So he needs to get a grip on life. And, so anyhow, but yeah, that's what it is. There's a lot of money building up. I've had broken bones now, and I have the test to prove it. At Spawn in Kingsville has got all of it, and the doctor. Even my doctor said, so according to Beeville Police Department or Sheriff's Department, when I'm old and trying to play the old person role, I can go around hitting people and not get in trouble. Yeah, no, that's not how life works. She said his ass should have been in prison that day, or he should have been in jail that day and headed to prison the next. I said, yeah, but, B County's the Keystone Cops. I said, they're kind of useless. If you look at their reviews, they let a lot of abused women handle their own business, as you should say, because they're not going to help you. So if you live in B County and you're abused and you're a woman, that sheriff's department's not going to help you. Just like they didn't me. So I had to take matters into my own hands. But right now, I filed a lawsuit against him, a civil lawsuit with an attorney, and I filed one against the B County Sheriff. So they accepted it, and they'll be getting served papers any day. That's for a pretty good amount of money, though, because they didn't protect me. And he came back and he stalked me, and I have the videos. You know what? Stupid ass Ray. Don't stalk people if they're videoing you, because you know what? You just lost. And the lawyer actually said, since the state of Texas victims compensation has gone in your defense for physically assault and sexual assault, battery, harassment, and stalking, he can't win. He has lost. He will have to pay up because he has already been found guilty by the state of Texas victims compensation program. So he will have to pay that too. He'll have to pay the lawyer. He'll have to pay the state. And I don't know about the sheriff. I mean, they're kind of a joke anyway. But yeah, they will have to be paying out those. He'll have to pay a lot of money out. He'll lose that property. Like I said, I'm not going to stop until it's gone. You know, he's going to have to sell it or something, because women, do not let a man hit you. This is the moral of the story. Even if you think it's nothing, never, never, never. And especially a landlord, they have no right. They have no right to, even if he says, "It's my property, woman," they have no right to bust in your door. Never, never, never. They're supposed to give you 24-hour notice and knock. He busted in the door, and that's what got him for trespassing right there. But of course, the Keystone B County Sheriff said, since he's an old man, we don't see him as a threat. Well, then he came back and stalked. Then they said, "Oh, well, we're sorry. We should have arrested him that day, because we didn't realize, we told him not to go back over there and stalk you, but he did." So, but yeah, but I'm going to be putting these, I've been starting putting the flyers out. But it says on there, warning, owner of the land is aggressive towards women and has aggressive dogs running loose that bite. Now, he's very aggressive towards women. He hits, and his wife has bruises all over her, but she lied. She lied to APS and said, "Oh, he didn't do anything to me," because she likes the money that's coming in. But because she gets her nails and hair done. So, she's bought and paid for already. But I'm not. And even though my cats are out there, they may be dead. I have a feeling that he's already let his dogs that need to be destroyed anyhow. If I see them on the road, I'm going to hit them. And I carry a handgun now. So if I see them running close to the road, they're going to be shot anyway. Because I know that they're aggressive and they bite and they kill. And I know what they look like. So, yeah, they will be. And I have a lot of neighbors out there that live out there still. I have a lot of them. I have about 20 of them that I've talked to now that live in that vicinity, who said if they see the dogs running loose, they'll shoot them. And not in that RV park, but around him. He doesn't know how many people around him actually hates him and all of his tenants, because they're nothing but trash to them. And so, yeah, and every day I got lots of people, even ones out of state, that looks for their ads when they post an ad for a house for rent, and I'm going to be hot on their tail, even for that piece of shit flea market that he said, "Oh, it's going to be like the Long Branch." No, it's not. He'll never be like the Long Branch, because this motherfucker has no class to begin with. He has nothing going for him. Nothing but being a thief. He's a friggin' thief. Now, he's scared of men. I'll give you that. That might be something we're keeping in a file cabinet. He will bully a woman, but he's a narcissistic piece of shit is all he is. He won't know what that is because he's a retard. But he's he does. But he's afraid of men, because a man will whip his ass and not be afraid to go into jail. But it doesn't matter now. If he bullies up on somebody, he has a record now of being aggressive towards women. So if a woman out there, if he comes up against you and starts bullying you and pushing you around and everything, beat the fuck out of him. Or if he busts in the door, stand your ground, shoot his ass. I should have did that day. But I'm not that kind of person. But I should now. My problems would be over now, but But anyhow, yeah, if he has a record, and B County investigator did say he will always be known as abusive and sexual offender. So they just have to get it through court to put him on the sex offender list now. So, but anyhow, that's part of the story. Now, my next video, I am installing a sink. So I'm going to be working on that. I've got to work too. I'm working with a fractured hip. That's a bad thing. But anyhow, but the next video is going to be installing a sink. And I've got it partly way done, but I'll unhook it to show you guys how I'm doing it. And I'm going to be sealing a bathtub and painting a wall. And I'm going to be installing a couple of portable air conditioners in the back. And one of those endless hot water heaters that go on the wall. I've got that. I've got to install it. I just have to go down to Home Depot when I'm not being so lazy and pick everything up. Oh, hey, by the way, now just into the end. I went with a friend of mine to the Goodwill bulk store, the bin store, I think what they call it, over in Corpus Christi. Oh my God, they are so cheap. Wonderful place to go. We got brand new blankets, beautiful blankets. And I mean, they were just in those bins. They were $3.99 each, cheap for designer. These were designers too. So if you ever make it over there on, where was it? Ayers, I think, or Port Street. I guess Port Street or Ayers. Go over there, try it, test it out. I mean, yeah, it's cheaper than the regular stores if you buy three. If you don't, that's cool, you know. I just don't believe in wasting money like that. I don't believe in wasting money on nails or haircuts. Because there's more, because look, next year I'm going to the Isle of Man to see the motocross, because that's been my dream forever, to see freestyling motocross and the Isle of Man motocross. So I'm going there, and I'm going to go to Greece. So I'm going to take his picture and tell everybody, post it. This man who has Lebanese specials say he's from Greece. Yeah, okay. But I don't want to get run out of the country. But anyhow, I do have a cat that I rescued over there. It was one that a girl knew, that I knew before she moved, because she was evicted, and it was she didn't pay her rent. But he harassed her. He snuck in her house. I actually saw him going into her house to watch her sleep. So that tells you something. If you're living out there at Fort Papaloda RV Park, he did go in and watch women sleep. And so she's going to have kittens. So if anybody wants a kitten and you don't have killed, I won't give kittens to kids. Sorry, you're not getting one because kids are too rough. But I'll be giving away kittens soon, I hope. I'm tired of seeing her waddle around. But hey, like I said, if you ever in Driscoll, Kingsville, Robstown, 5 Points, hey, send me a message. We'll go to lunch. You know, it's always nice to meet new people who watch my channel, because oh, by the way, which I've got to type up a letter. I have seen them driving by my house several times. So I have photos of that too. The maintenance idiots and Ray. So apparently my address is out there now. But that's okay. You know what? Every time you drive by, I got cameras outside. It takes a picture of all cars going by. And if you're on that road, that's considered stalking now. Because going to where I live, you have to go around the freeway. To go over here, this is out of the way. So, yeah, sorry, Charlie. There's nothing here for you to see, because there's nothing. I'm at the end of the road. So, yeah, I got them on stock. I'm going to send those photos in, 2 of them driving by. And you can clearly see who's in it. So, okay, so if I think of anything else, and I know this has been a long video. It's good to listen to it driving down the road, okay? So no one will probably even listen to it all, but yeah, I'll pay for lunch if you want to go to lunch with me sometime. Okay, have a good day.